the City of Chicago will assemble a legal team dedicated to suing corporations and other organizations that it believes violate the law, a move that officials say will protect residents and fill the breach created by a Trump administration that does not share the city's priorities. Mayor Rahm Emanuel's law department will have an affirmative litigation unit as part of next year's budget, Edward Siskel, the city's corporation counsel, told the Tribune. The unit will have 4 attorneys permanently assigned to it, 2 of which are newly created positions approved by the City Council this month. The unit will use other city lawyers and outside counsel as needed, Siskel said. The 2 new positions will pay $65,000 to $115,000 annually, depending on the applicant's experience. Though the team has not yet officially been formed, the city already demonstrated its new legal strategy in recent weeks. It is suing both Uber and Equifax for their slow response to data breaches, alleging that potentially hundreds of thousands of Chicago residents have been harmed by the exposure. And earlier this month, Emanuel announced his intention to sue U.S. Steel after one of the company's Northwest Indiana plants spilled toxic metal into a waterway less than 20 miles from one of the city's Lake Michigan water intakes. In publicly threatening to sue the company, city officials portrayed it as a crackdown on polluters as President Donald Trump moves to dramatically cut funding for the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and state enforcement efforts. The new unit should bring a return on the city's financial investment, Siskel said, and the department will be creative as it takes up the new role. If the federal government is not going to play their role in enforcement, we are going to step into that void and do what we need to do to protect the residents of Chicago, to protect the economic lifeblood of the city of Chicago against any threat to it, Siskel said. A White House spokeswoman referred questions about the city's affirmative litigation policy to the Department of Justice, which did not immediately comment. In a wide-ranging interview with the Tribune this week, Siskel, a former federal prosecutor and deputy White House counsel with the Obama administration, said he began thinking about an affirmative litigation approach months before he became corporation counsel. Based on Trump's statements before and after the 2016 election, Siskel believed it was clear that the city of Chicago would need to initiate court battles it hadn't waged in the past. That belief became policy in August, when the city filed a lawsuit against the federal government after U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions vowed to withhold federal grant money from sanctuary cities that don't cooperate with Trump's immigration efforts. It was a fight that had been brewing for months, as the president repeatedly drew incorrect correlations between immigrant populations and crime problems in Chicago and elsewhere. We have tools we are not going to hesitate to use if there are bad actors that are harming Chicagoans, he said. Siskel was appointed to his new post in February in the weeks after Trump was inaugurated, but the new White House occupant was not the only item on Siskel's list of challenges when he arrived.